For those who don't know,
Batcave.
Maureen lives in Southern California, former FBI agent, a longtime member of our community, and now we're going to find out what's on your mind, Maureen.
Well, you said you had questions for me, but the one thing I'd like to say about that shooting that boat out of the drug dealers out of the water, the one thing no one's talking about is because I work gangs in Los Angeles, or drugs and drugs in Los Angeles for 15 years or longer, and they probably had fantastic intel on that boat, that whole shipment coming forward, because we have a lot of informants here, there, everywhere. And they knew that that boat was likely coming here. They knew it had fentanyl or whatever else it had in it. As soon as I saw it, that's exactly what I thought. They have this thing dead to rights. They know who's on it, and they know, in large part, at least a couple of people, and they knew exactly what they were bringing to Los Angeles. And once they get past a certain point, if you talk to the Coast Guard, we've done a ton of briefings with the Coast Guard. We work very closely with them, and they'll try to interdict some of these shipments in the seas, but they'll pull up to a number of times to Laguna Niguel or Laguna Beach right there. And then boom, these guys are in the wind. So once they hit shore, it's really, really hard to seize that shipment.
Yeah. Maureen, go ahead, Dan.
Maureen, is it possible, given that we have informants and other things that you don't want to reveal sources and methods, but is there a way that the government could say, hey, we had it on very good intent, and they either brief members of Congress or something? I think the problem is saying trust us is hard, right? Because historically, we don't necessarily trust our government when it just says trust us. Is there a way to kind of show some evidence?
Dan, the problem with that is you tell Congress anything and you may as well,
broadcast it.
May as well broadcast it. They do not understand the importance of loose lips sink ships. And if they're not saying anything right now, it's because they don't want to burn their informants. If any information like that got out, people would start dying. The informant and probably other people also.
Yeah.
So no, it's not going to get out, and you cannot trust these people. So it's this is more of the stoic mindset where it's like, hey, we're going to do what we have to do, and then we'll litigate it later.
Yeah. Thank you, Maureen. And by the way, my parents used to live in Laguna Beach, so that's.
Oh,
Maureen, I wanted to ask you an Epstein question, but there's something else you want to talk about?
Could I just quickly? I also want to follow up real fast in terms of this was the fact that they put this video out. There's a deterrent effect to this, isn't it, Maureen?
Absolutely.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, the deterrent effect for all crime is important. It's like hook 'em, book 'em. We're not taking this anymore. Move on. And it even goes into the whole concept of Trump going into DC or into Chicago or whatever.
Right.
He just wants to show that police presence makes a difference. It's a deterrent.
Yep.
And law enforcement numbers are down like never seen before. Applications are down, and people are just bailing from law enforcement because, you guys, law enforcement officers are traumatized. They're asked to do whatever the massive failure is in this society. It falls squarely on the shoulders of law enforcement officers. They're supposed to be ninja warriors, jujitsu masters, master negotiators, social workers, and everything else. It's ridiculous. No one has that type of breadth in their skill set. And every person every citizen, as a general rule, will experience between 1 in 3 traumatic events in their life. Statistics show that law enforcement officers have between 600 and 800 traumatic events throughout their career. These people are traumatized, and we're just throwing them to the wolves. There's no other occupation in this country where people are allowed to be treated the way we treat our law enforcement officers. It's ridiculous. So I hope that's going to be next on Trump's thing, because we have to do something to get them signing back up again to be law enforcement officers and to understand that it's a noble profession, which it is.
That was a delicious video experience. I think you'll agree. Now, what you need to do in return for getting to enjoy that is hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community. never miss a thing.